Well, here you go. Hi there. I hope that Miss Valerie told you that to be expecting me today in the art studio. This is a nice place. It looks a little different. Miss Valerie said it was going to be a little different. The space theme has got knocked out because right now we're going to just be exploring color mixing and blending. And yes, can you see my shirt? Yes, that's my Uncle Bob. Bobbee. I loved my Uncle Bobbee. Uncle Bobbee loved me too. Yes, he did. I was his little Bobbee. Because I was always going roundy round. I could never sit down. Sorry. But he loved me. He understood. He put a paintbrush in my hand and let me paint things. And now that he's passed, I go around and I teach the children about not just children, anybody who wants to learn about art. And our first virtual art teacher, my uncle, Bob Ross, the man who was stuck with the fro. I'll tell you that. Well, I can tell you about it right now. My Uncle Bob, during the late 60s, 70s, he wore his hair like this. He had curly hair, but he enhanced it with what they call a permanent, where they take these little rods and they do all this chemical stuff on your hair. Well, mine, I don't have to do that anymore. It's sort of like genetic. Thanks, Bob. But, so, so after Bob had his little way with wearing his beard and wearing his fro, he decided that he was going to go get his hair cut and wear it a new way. And as he's leaving, the producers, right? They own the contracts. They tell you how to dress, what to wear, what to say. They're the bankroll. They're the money. They said, "I'm sorry, Bob. This is your trademark." Just like McDonald's has, what's that one? That's right, the Golden Arches. And let's see, what's Dunkin' Donuts? That's right, the Pink D. See? They're very careful with their trademarks because their trademark is their signature. And for poor Uncle Bob, his fro and his beard became his signature for the rest of his art career. And that was a long time. But besides that, my Uncle Bob brought art to everyone who was interested. He brought it to their homes. And today, in his honor, Uncle Bob, your niecey, Bobbee. Uncle Bob, I'm going to explain to them what tints and shades are, okay? At least I'm going to do tints. You know what? I might not be able to find any black. I'm here in Valerie's studio, and I don't know where anything is. So anyhow, we'll at least start with the tints because I do have the whites. So, boys and girls, in honor of my uncle, Bob Ross, the first virtual art teacher who was online, oh my goodness, how many years? Whoever can tell me how many years my Uncle Bob was on TV with the public schools, public broadcast systems, not the public schools. Too many things in my brain, too many thoughts. But anyhow, since I'm going to be painting with acrylics, and you don't have to, you can use gouache, you can use temperas, you can make your own. I think Miss Valerie said she told you how to make your own paints. I see that Professor Reitzel left her smock here, so I'm going to be using that because I don't want to get paint on my very cool Uncle Bob shirt. You can understand that. So, I was told that all these things here are all repeats. You know about these things. The meander pattern in the sand and in the trees and in outer space and then inside our bodies. And what we're going to be doing actually is preparing for an artwork to do planets, the celestial beings, or the celestial bodies. in outer space. But today we're going to be doing this part, preparing the planets. So we're going to be thinking about meander patterns. You can do it with charcoals and crayons if you want. Here's some more chalk. These are pastels. They're a little bit softer. This person did it with glue, water, thinned down glue with a little bit of water, and this is tissue paper, and they did meanders, and when it dried, then they can cut it. But what we're going to do is make what are called tints. Now, I know my little people know these three colors. Red, yellow, blue. What's that? Primary. Good. And you know that when two primaries mix together, it makes a new color, right? Right there. When red and yellow mix, it makes orange. You bet. And that's a family. And my older kids, you know, analogous family. Good. Okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a paintbrush, and it doesn't matter what this looks like, okay? This is all just about movement, meandering and spiraling, and then blending the white with your color, okay? All right, so I have these two colors at hand right now. I have white and I have this reddish orange called vermilion, one of my favorite colors. So I'm gonna take some white and I'm gonna dab it on the paper in a couple places. And then I'm going to take the vermilion and dab it on the paper. Okay? There's no right or wrong here. All right? All I'm looking for is to fill the paper with a wide range and variety of what we're going to be calling tints. Now, you may have heard these being called pastels, and yeah, that's the name, but the real language is a tint. And whenever you have a white and a dark and any color go together, it's a tint. The first time my teacher told me, she said, if you add a little white, it's a hint of the color, so it's called a tint. Right, it's a hint of the color. And so that's what we're going to do. Okay. Because I'm going to add some water to my paintbrush because I want to really get a lot of smoothing. I'm going to start doing meandering. You see that? And it gets dark and light. Ooh, that little bit goes down. That's cool. And there's a little bit of white right there, so I'm going to use that and come on back here. And do you see how I'm going right next to it? Really nice there because I've got a dark and a light making that meander back and forth. And it's okay if that comes down like that because we can come back in. I'm going to go up here now. And this is all I'm doing in this one. I'm just going to fill this whole page in with meanders. Did I scribble? No. If I was scribbling, that would mean that I wasn't thinking of something. Was I loose and free and creative? Absolutely. But I did not scribble, not even a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to take this one off and I'm going to lay it down over here. And I was set up, I've got a couple pieces of paper underneath.